One match remains for the World Championship Series Challenger NA Group C. We're going to be moving into that final match here today as we go into Future versus Silky to decide which one of these players is going to get knocked out of Challenger, which one will advance onto the playoffs. My name is Fear Dragon. I'm joined here by Nathanius. And that was a pretty fun last TVZ. How do you feel about this one?
Well, that was a good one. This one, I am prepared for more people to yell at me for backseating and saying that Widow Mines are good against Bling Bane Muta, just like they were years ago. But, you know, this has been a fun group. I mean, one of the best ways to describe it, right? It's Group C, right? We're in NA. NAC, all we need is an L. And then that's it. We've come full circle, all right? That's all I want. We're going to start on Kairos Junction. We're loading into the game. And both of these players are like we talk about them as like the young whippersnappery type guys, but Future is real young. Getting this kid into the next stage of the tournament would be pretty sick for him.
Absolutely. He is one of the players that I think has had good results, but they're always like a one-off, like one match or maybe like half of a tournament, and then he kind of falls short. So still looking for a big W in, I would say, WCS series, not just like cheese and stuff. Yeah,
well, without that W, it's just CS, and that
well, I mean,
we're in the wrong game, and what are we doing here?
That's where your L comes in, by the way, is that there will eventually be a loss in one of these games, and that's where the NACL comes in.
And that it all fits, actually.
There you go.
It's completely correct. So, in the top left to kick off our final match here for Group C at WCS, we've got the red Terran player. He is Future.
He's 17, not 16.
He had a birthday.
He had a birthday. And down in the bottom right-hand corner of the map with the pool first, it is our Blue Zerg player, Silky. Sidestream Gaming. Is he 22? I think he is 22.
Is he, though?
Actually.
Could be his birthday. You never know. What if his birthday was yesterday?
Hang on, hold on. I think he might actually be 23. Hold on. You talk. I'm going to look this up.
It's okay. I'm already kind of used to doing that out here anyway.
Wow.
In the Reaper expand coming out from Future looks pretty vanilla, nothing crazy. Only thing that I was a little bit curious about was whether we'd have any Ling sideswiping, but the SCV scout from Future I think is really nice.
Yep. Not
Not enough Terran players do SCV scouts, okay? Now at the pro level, these guys cut corners because they study their opponents, they try to learn and whatnot, but I would say to the average Terran player out there watching, SCV scout, there's really no reason not to. Whatever weird math you can think of will not override the comfort and safety and confidence of knowing to some degree what your opponent is up to. Build the Marine behind it. You can get the Reaper follow-up. It's very nice to have good vision and control over everything. And that one Ling, goodbye.
That is really nice. On top of getting the SCV scout to see that this was happening, also killing off the Ling. So now Silky, having gone for the early pool opening, not getting a lot of value, and he left the other Ling back at home, so doesn't have any scouting information outside, just the Overlord.
He has 100 gas and hasn't started speed, Fear Dragon, and drones came off to wrestle with him.
Well, he's lacking the minerals right now. As
okay, he sees the pool. I saw a story. I see a story unfolding here. The drones wanted to push him back. He didn't start speed. He got the gas, and his queen's just finished. So I think when he gets rid of this Reaper, when he thinks that he's safe, I think we're going to see a lair. Yeah. I'm going to guess just Nidus.
Okay, well.
But I don't know if he can do it now because this Reaper's been dancing around. He's been sitting on this gas for. He's like, all right, well, I got to start link speed. Obviously, he's going to figure something out.
I mean, there's nothing even super wrong
with
this
Reaper's gotten really.
Oh my God, it's gonna get out alive.
The kills that this Reaper has are nice, but the information and just the fact that he like basically countered the build with a Reaper. He stayed in his base so long that it would have been so obvious had he done it that it was no longer worth doing it. So. That's it. If you're a Terran player and your Reaper goes into the enemy's base and they've taken a gas, you can click on the extractor to see how much gas they've mined. But also, the spawning pool wiggles and jiggles when they're getting speed. If they've mined 100 gas and the spawning pool isn't wiggling and jiggling, they are probably going straight to lair. And that early on, there's really only one build people do. Two-base Muta is kind of a dead meme these days. It is almost guaranteed to be Nidus. Maybe some Nidus Swarm Host shenanigans, you never know.
Yeah, and also one other kind of unfortunate side effect of delaying your speed is that your speed itself is delayed. So the Hellions and the Reaper can control the map a little bit better, knowing that there aren't any Lings just about to jump on them.
There's the lair, by the way. A little bit later than he intended to, but he did get speed so that the Reaper would stop being a pesky interloper. 5 drones on gas, by the way. Our observer pointed out to us. A little bit of a hiccup there. 3 is the max to actually get money from it, so the extra 2 are literally doing nothing.
Seems like Silky is just a little bit thrown off right now. I don't know if it's from some of just the earlier games that he played versus Masa or what, but needs to definitely be able to bounce back from it. The Reaper takes a bit of damage, but should be I want to say it should be cornered. It should be good. Okay.
Yeah, that greased pig is not slipping through anymore. So the lair is going to finish, but the Terran knows you've got the lair early. He kind of had an inclination based on the earlier scout that something weird was happening. But also, he can't Nidus him. It's got to just be Aspire because he would never get away with it. There's already Marines coming out, +1 attack is on the way. So it's going to be Baneling speed and just probably a lot of Zerglings and Banelings like we've already seen from him in this matchup earlier today.
Yeah, and I mean, Silky has a really good mid and late game ZvT style, I think. His creep spread was one of the biggest things that helped him win some of those earlier games. So I want to see him be able to capitalize on that kind of stuff, but so far, the first 3 creep tumors going to get sniped off pretty quickly here. Future already shutting down a lot of this creep spread. Now jumping in on top of the Lings, there's not really that many Banelings at the front lines. They're much further back, and they don't have speed.
Good focus
They're not going to for a while.
Well, the first medevac's dead, second one getting pretty low. I gotta say, great focus fire down on the Banelings, but there's a recurring theme here when it comes to Future. And goodbye, medevac. It's his stimming. Although it doesn't matter if all your Marines die inside of a dropship, but yeah, he.
You know what makes stimming worse?
You know, we need to take him to like Stimmers Anonymous or something here, because he is really shooting himself in the foot.
No, he's shooting himself in the arm.
Shooting himself in the arm. Maybe a bit more than he needs to.
Yeah. You know, Future is a young kid. He doesn't know about the long-term impact of
stim usage.
Okay, but I am really worried, as you are, about the stim, like how much he keeps stimming up with his Bioforce, but also because he keeps also losing some of these earlier
He just lost all the Marines again.
Yeah,
GG.
just leaves.
Oof, ouch, owie, my bones.
Well, that's... I mean, okay.
So which players tilted more is the question.
So, Nate...
They both seem pretty tilted to me.
I gotta be honest. I had so much fun with some of the earlier games today. I have been having a blast today. This is the first game that I'm really disappointed in.
Fear Dragon said that a game wasn't fun and exciting. We did it! We broke it!
Wow!
We did it! If only In Control was here, he'd be so proud. You've grown so much.
But
Zombie Grub's basically emulating In Control now. She's bringing out the savagery as well. It's been great.
Nate, I've had plenty of EU games that I've had fun with, but NA games, I'm like, you know what? that was very unfortunate, though.
It's been 3 broadcasts since we've had to do a PVZ on year 0, so I'm happy. I'm satisfied. I'm good.
Wait. Yeah,
There's nothing I want to see less than 8 carriers and a mothership die to a bunch of corruptors and infested Terran again.
What did we have on year 0? We had something on year 0 today.
You had a TVP on it.
TVP, that was it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was still a short-ish
game.
that
was the Blink DT game.
That was the Blink DT game.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one's weird because the versus Zerg games on year 0, because how sprawling that map is, Zerg can really go to late game, which is, you've already brought up the numbers-wise, Zerg generally wins as the game goes longer. But Terran versus Protoss isn't really that way, because year 0 statistically favors Terran over Protoss, and Terran statistically wins shorter games. So it's kind of like a weird, you know, I don't know. You start doing interpretive dance trying to get it out of you. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm just like, I don't know how to describe it. My body just starts moving to try and get
my body just starts describing it for me.
Yeah, that's how it feels, though. It's kind of like a weird thing. It's a late game map that favors Terran, which we don't see versus Protoss very often. And yet, you know, then you go back to GSL and Super Tournament, and yeah, battle cruisers, baby. Everything. Ranged liberators, lots of money, choke points to make use of those good old Terran siege ups. And that is sometimes all you need. The graphic should probably say Silky up 1-0. But Unless I just like somehow completely misinterpreted what
No,
happened.
no,
at the end of that
Silky
game.
won that last game.
Okay,
There you go.
okay.
Yeah.
I was very. This has happened to me before.
What's happening?
I was gonna say this has happened to me before where I've like there was, oh my god, it was like a really close game, and I was so certain that the Terran player had won, but he actually GG'd out, and I was like, what? Because he didn't realize that he was far ahead, and then the next game started. I'm like, yeah, Terran, he's up 1-0. And everyone's like, Nathan, are you even paying attention to this game? What has happened?
That happened to me on a tournament that I was running. And when I'm casting at home, I don't actually read Twitch chat. Like, I have
That's a shame.
I only really keep it there just to make sure I'm not, like, muting myself and doing a terrible job with production.
The only reason I don't read Twitch chat while casting is because I don't know if the camera is still running here, and, you know, it's going to be used as evidence against me.
There you go, in the highlight reel after the show is all done.
Yes, exactly. Sorry, story.
No. Oh, I forgot what my story was. But I was thinking about the fact that I know you got a Tamagotchi recently, so I have actually made sure every single time.
I had to wait in the queue at Funko Land for so long to get that.
Every single time we've come to the desk, I'm like, I need to bring my phone because if Nathaniel tries to feed his Tamagotchi on stream, that is getting tweeting out so fast.
Yeah.
No pass.
I got stuck in a time loop recently. It's fine.
That's okay. You're in the 90s. I know you were only born in like 2005, so
you know who's great though? Donald Lewis. That's what I've been learning, man. Getting trapped in a time loop has brought all these new wonderful things to my attention.
What year is it?
Factory on the way. By the way, Future's doing the wall off thing. He has learned from his previous mistakes. What's funny is when I think about this wall off, I talk about how it's supposed to be more secure, but the first thing that always comes to mind is Bunny, who messed it up in his GSL match and died a horrible, painful death. Because he was doing it, but he just didn't build the last building that he needed on time, and the Lings just came up and killed him.
That's a feels bad man moment. Well, we do have the Reaper popping on forward, just trying to get some drone harassment done. And hey, you might actually be able to find a drone or two. Let's see.
Any pressure the Reaper can put on is nice.
You know, one of my favorite things is when the Reaper comes in, softens up like 6-7 workers, and then the reactor Hellions actually just get a chance to dive in and they start one-shotting workers with only 2 Hellions instead of 3.
Yep.
That's one of my favorite things. Hey, there's a kill.
One drone kill alone with the Reaper is really nice. It's much better if you can get the Reaper out, but with how much space there is in the main, and since there's no creep there, it's a little bit difficult for a Queen to attempt to engage onto the Reaper in that position. So Reaper's just going to jump down, throw another grenade, be annoying, and then maybe when it's at full health, it'll try to escape, but Zergling speed is not too far off. So if he wants to make that move, he's got to make it soon.
All right, the Queen still being annoying, but he's going to go the long way around.
I don't like the long way. Nope, I'm not feeling it. Maybe he wanted to see if there was a Roach Warren tucked behind this mineral line, but there was no way it was going to escape.
I guess the other chance also was that maybe there was still a low health drone from earlier on that you get a snipe off on. Last final sacrifice.
That's a good point. Very good point. The Reaper is probably going to die anyway, so.
Yeah. Well, we got reactor Hellions coming on out. We got 3 of them out so far.
Beer Dragon, I looked into all the possible 14 million futures, and none of them did the Reaper escape from that natural expansion. So it's fine. It's good. Concussive Shell.
Oh, I know this. I know this all in.
Cloak, Banshee, Hellion, Marauder. Now, if that isn't a slice of some fine Tillamook cheddar, I do not know what is.
So, big idea is that you usually want to add on the armory also for this, right?
Sharp cheddar, by the way. Yeah. He's going to get an armory. There will be an armory.
Okay. So, concussive shells will finish before the armory gets started up, which is the thing I was waiting to see. We also don't have any Marauder production yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's not actually building Marauders.
Hold on. Was this supposed to be Stim?
Is he just messing with us?
No.
Do you think that his goal was to troll us into thinking it was a Hellbat Marauder all-in?
If this was Masa, yes.
Double armory.
Actually, Future would.
Double armory. He's not all-inning. 3rd command center. Nope.
Okay.
He debated us.
What did he see?
He did that just to mess with us.
What did he see that made him change his mind?
Queens. I'll make you change your mind about most attacks.
Okay. Wait, did he just start up concussive shells again and then cancel it?
Don't ask me.
I didn't believe you before, Nate, but I'm starting to wonder. Hold on. What's the hotkey for concussive shells?
G. It's just G.
Okay, that's pretty far from L.
No. It's probably next to F. A lot of Terrans rebind liftoff to F.
Ah.
But I obviously have no idea what he has his liftoff key bound to, so.
Okay, well, either way, he's going into mechs. We shouldn't see concussive shells unless this is new age battle mech plus marauders.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty dope. You concussive
that
shells.
would be pretty
You
terrible.
concussive shells people, and then the cyclones can kite infinitely
You
more.
only need to get 5 upgrades to make that work.
Wait, why 5?
Because you're still going to build air units at some point. Yeah, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
No, you don't need to upgrade the marauders. They're just there to concuss it. You just slow down.
I'm not talking to you anymore, Fear Dragon. +1 melee is coming out, which good against the Hellions and would be good late game. I wonder if he's just assuming blindly that Future's going to go into Bio because he's gone Bio in all of the other games today.
Yeah, that is a fair point. Oh, the Roach Warren is being added on. +1 missile attack. Okay, I think so, yeah.
This only confuses me because we saw +1 melee get canceled when Masa went mech against him. So I was just... It's whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't feel like he needs to do it against Future, or he feels this game is different enough that whatever scenario prompted that is not relevant anymore.
If it was Bio, usually there's a push out, or you would have seen some more units, right, by this time?
Yep.
So maybe he's just identifying, okay, my opponent hasn't
Maybe
thrown a bunch of Bio units
maybe
yet.
the concussive shell was a fake for an Overlord that was killed by there that we just didn't really pay attention to.
That's entirely possible.
That's just us being bad cats.
That actually seems... that seems like the most plausible scenario.
I think chat will accept that answer, so we're good.
Okay.
Thors are coming out. 1-1 is almost done for these ground mechanical units. Banshees are going to fly away.
We'll soften up that hatch.
Will they? No. Okay. Oof. That's scary.
Never doubted him. It was fine.
Those are 150 minerals and 100 gas.
Well, the Banshees are going to go back into the Queen.
No! Go home, Banshees! Go home!
Here's the thing. They're the ultimate debate. They try and get the Queens to walk forwards.
The Queens have enough energy to eat 1,000 Hellion shots. That's not true. I think 1,000 Hellion shots would kill them. But still!
But still, super dead.
No!
Thors.
Don't send them back here with no health.
Thors.
They're gonna die instantly.
This is such a sick push. What a fat... I do not think I've seen a push attack like
Bane's.
this.
Oh wait, Bane speed's bad finish now.
Yeah.
Okay, Magfield Accelerator starts up and Blue Flame and a 4th command center.
Okay, so
I like this game a lot for
So
Future.
he is gonna make Cyclones now. It's much
10
later.
hosts of the Swarm, right there. Fear Dragon coming out. And
I thought that was available for free now.
God, you're right. They are free units. 17
we
Swarm
went
hosts.
free to play.
17 Swarm hosts? What?
He's got it. Is he gonna Night Storm with this, or is this
This could work.
just?
I mean, Swarm hosts are all about the element of surprise. I'm only perturbed by the lack of a Nidus to get them across the map because Swarm hosts, they're a little bit, they're a little bit thick now when they try to just run off creep. They cannot move super fast, so it gets a little bit awkward. But Swarm hosts, everything that has to do with Swarm hosts relies on the first volley of Locusts. It is all about a big first wave of Locusts that blindside you because right now Future's building tanks. He's being a little bit reckless with his Hellions. And if he knew what was happening, honestly, you turn all the all the Hellions back into Hellion mode. And now he sees all the Swarm hosts, and you just want to crank out an insane number of Hellions so that you can punch through this because the supply is way too high in Swarm hosts. But instead, first wave of Locust is going to drop down and
I don't know that they killed
not taking too much damage. Maybe got a Hellbat or two, but that's actually pretty ideal that the Locust wave went right on top of all of the Blue Flame Hellbats right as Blue Flame finished.
Yeah, that was not a great start so far for Silky, but
I think if you're Future, pull a ton of SCVs to repair, fix the army, go attack them. Seriously.
I would not hate something like that.
The Ravager Bile is your number one
2-2?
thing that you're worried about. 2-2's going to finish by the time you posture on his base. You're good.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like you need to get aggressive versus this. This Swarm Host style is only good as long as the Zerg player can keep you defending against it. In which point they just generate insane value out of the Swarm Hosts.
Yeah.
It's called value, not just like free, but The Roaches and Ravagers are going to try and push this back. It's very Hellion heavy, and the scary thing is, if he moves out with all those Hellions and loses them, then the Locusts there's nothing that's going to deal with them back home.
The tanks?
Future.
The tanks for Future are also pretty far back over here, so a lot of the mineral line does get exposed. He loses 8 SCVs in the process.
Oh, God.
Here come the Locusts. They can just right-click down the
Is he
command
just
center.
going to YOLO the command center?
No, he's going to go after the tank. No, he's just going to...
He's not really microing the Storm House.
That's
like
really unfortunate.
That's a huge mistake.
If he had gotten at least the tanks, if not the command center, I think that would have been
This is why the
great.
creep spread is so important, because these Banshees are bullying. These 2 Banshees that were never repaired are just bullying.
They're living dangerously.
Yeah.
Look, don't doubt their flying skills. Wouldn't it be great if you could dodge projectiles?
Yeah, it would be.
We're going to have a decent number of Banelings still in this mix here, though. 22 more being added in.
This Ravager pressure, by the way, was really good earlier on the 3rd, but that's the opportunity where you try to get the Swarm Host to the north side to smite down the 4th base, right? But fighting against the main army with the Swarm Host, should never work. Unless the Terran player is a buffoon and builds like 12 or 14 siege tanks, which nobody's done since like Heart of the Swarm, or no one should do ever again with the units we have in the game now.
Well, the siege tanks are actually really well spread out between the bases, so they are holding the line quite a bit, and those siege tanks are going to survive. Command center barely survives as well. Wow, those Crows of Battles, I think, 5 to 10 hit points away from killing that command center.
Yep, this Banshee continuing to push back. I do
all of the Banshees! Wow.
Hyperflight Rotors is about to finish up too, so that's going to give a lot more utility here. And this is really scary because you do not want those Banelings to hit your Hellions. Then the Locusts become very hard to deal with. Transformation Servos is another great way to bolster this. Just get all the Locusts and right-click on the command center. Don't trade against the army. Okay,
takes out a missile turret.
Congrats on the turret, I guess. Throwing the Locust Waves at the main army, it's not doing anything. Like, Future is not really being pushed too hard. I guess he's still doing the job, right? He's still kind of keeping the opponent away because he is still getting Greater Spire. It's about to finish. Burrow, +3. Adrenal Glands is about to be done. So I'm not trying to hate on it. I'm not trying to hate on Silky. I feel like there's a little bit better utilization he can make of the Swarm Host, but obviously he feels that attacking the army is going to keep the army from maybe pushing him, which is also pretty reasonable. He's going to get Broodlords out. So at the end of the day, he's got a direction that he's heading in, even if he's not trying to kill him with the Swarm Host.
Actually, yeah, the more I think about it, it does sort of line up where exactly what you were saying, attacking the army is going to prevent him from immediately just attacking him. And if you think about it, the siege tanks are actually what he kind of wants from his opponent's army. If he's get up into like a large number of Broodlords and stuff, the siege
That's the only thing that confuses me is he's forced his opponent to build not tanks because tanks are the worst unit in the game against Swarm Hosts. And not tanks is exactly what he needs versus Broodlords anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, like, I like the fact that he's not just using the Locusts to kill off the tanks, which are usually the big priority target.
I would have liked to see the Locusts, like, on the main, like, in the south, try to get the main, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that, but...
Or getting the production or something.
The Hellion Cyclone will get here quickly to help. This is nice, because now he's got the Banelings and the Ravagers, and he can throw Biles onto the command center if he wants.
Thors. Both Thors going down.
That's very important, considering that the Broodlords are about to come out. Great job getting upgrades.
On the north side, by the way, of Silky's base. We have some of the Cyclones.
Cyclones are killing spine crawlers.
Yeah, from both sides, actually. One of them did lock onto the hatchery, but it does get taken out by the Queen. Spine crawlers still going down, but a lot of the Cyclones have been picked off. And Future is actually on the south side of the map also, finally getting aggressive again. The Broodlords, there are 8 of them now out, and they are about to be revealed.
All right. The Broodlords with the Swarm Host support are going to be really hard to get through. Neural Parasite is being added as well. I like the building armor from Future, especially because Locusts have a ridiculous rate of fire, so it's going to make the buildings just a teensy little bit sturdier against them.
Yeah, I think the 2 things, one of 2 that I would really love to see from Silky, which it's not the end of the world right now, but adding in like just a couple of Infestors or a couple of Vipers would really round out this composition.
Yeah, a couple of Fungals would be gnarly. I mean, he's kind of already showing that he wants to go to Infestors with Parasite. He already has Pathogen Glands too, I think, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So, the mobility of the Broodlords is the weakness of this army composition. I think if the Swarm Hosts, excuse me, if the Cyclones want to all be in the northeast, I think there's a lot. Oh, is he going to sack the Swarm Hosts? I think he just wants the supply open. Swarm Hosts take a lot of supply.
Yeah, I mean, he has the bank to replace it right now. Future also
he
sitting a
wants
little bit lower on minerals.
He's
He's going.
replacing them with
Oh,
infestors.
we got 3 battlecruisers on the way.
There's already going to be neural and fungal available, so Silky's composition is going to naturally have a defense against this. We'll see how effective it is.
Comes down to that control a lot of the time.
I would have liked to see him try to do something with the Broodlords, because I feel like with the Locust Wave, it is a little bit tricky to try and engage that. These Swarm Hosts are going to get pounced on, but a Locust Wave's going to come out.
Yeah. Kills. We'll be able to kill off a couple of Hellbats, maybe a Cyclone or 2.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
And remember that
He's
gas.
actually going to get quite a few then.
Yeah. Minerals and gas are starting to build back up again for future, but he's got 20 supplies still to fill out, and he's going to be filling that out with more battlecruisers. It looks like even 2 more starports being added on. So some of that bank is about to just go down very, very quickly. Silky does have the larger bank in this situation, but he's still waiting on a few last units before he engages.
Yeah. So the battlecruisers are, I think, the biggest potential that they have is to just be the big surprise, mostly because this army is, there's no corruptors. So the only thing that can deal with the battlecruisers effectively are the infestors. Ravager Vials, very hard to hit, even though BCs are thick. Oh man, I'd love to see just a bunch of vials on this command center. I feel like he could actually get it, but he's going to go for the tanks. Oh wow, that's going to be, it's going to hit everything there. Almost.
Oh.
Actually hits nothing. He tried a little too hard.
So close.
I thought he was going to hit like a sweet spot. But
Cyclones are going to be able to punish that. One thing I will say also, by the way, is that +1 ship weapons is on the way, but with +3 armor also on the way there for Silky, I mean, the battlecruisers themselves are not going to be doing that much damage, right?
yeah, he's going to rely on Yamato, I think. Yamato to kill Broodlords. That's the big thing. The big thing is the battlecruisers are going to say you cannot use Broodlords anymore.
Yeah.
That's like the hope. This is kind of what I was talking about earlier with the game Masa played, where he had so many BCs, and Silky was like, well, I just got Corruptors, and I guess I'm just kind of screwed now.
Yeah, I put 8 BCs at so many BCs, actually. That's that territory.
I will
5
say,
on the production.
If he can force a fight, infested Terrans will absolutely slaughter that. Like,
oh, yeah.
The number, I think, I mean, I was messing around in like unit tester. I think I was doing like 6 BCs versus 4 infestors. 4 infestors energy worth of infested Terrans wrecks them. Like absolutely.
Is that with no fungals to lock?
No, no
them
fungals.
down? Okay.
That's assuming that the Terran was going to fight you. In unit tester,
yeah.
it's like, you know, if you're doing it by yourself, you can't really micro both sides.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the point is, if you were attacking a Terran player with BCs, the teleport is useless, because what are you going to do? Just let your base die while you go back to your other base?
If you're on the defensive, it's a lot harder.
This army is bad on the defense, which is the only thing that has me a little bit concerned. Like, I like the direction Silky is going, but I almost feel like he should make a move just because the Terran player is starting to shore up.
Burrow. Nice.
Oh man, it feels weird to see a burrowed swarm.
You're like, wait a second, this was their natural state for a long time.
This was the only functional state that they had. Ooh, could be a huge
bungle. Ooh, gets a decent amount.
Yeah, so he's zoning him out of this spot to bring the Broodlords up.
He's zoning him into that little corner right there. This is a jail cell.
Yeah.
No escape.
There's no Bifrost for Terran. Goodbye, army.
I'm down.
He's gonna try and get close. He's going to get a few of the Broodlords with the Cyclones, but he's going to lose way more in terms of resources there.
Wow. That's a big loss.
Yeah, he's going to replenish it with 5 battlecruisers. 8 more Corruptors are coming in. Really good job with the upgrades, though. +1 ship is done. +2 is on the way, but we got +2 Carapace coming in for the Corruptors. And uneven upgrades, battlecruisers don't deal damage to Corruptors.
Yeah, Nate, here's the thing, though. If he gets up to 14 battlecruisers, and there are, there's going to be 24 or so Corruptors?
Look at this hero Ravager. Beautiful.
Oh, that Ravager. Did he just almost kill himself? Okay.
He could take it.
Oh, God.
All right, finally, something's happening. Northeast side, Broodlords are starting to push up on that base. He's going to have to show his hand. He preemptively throws out some infested Terrans. Seriously, if the Terran player, if you're in a situation like this as Zerg and Terran teleports like all their BCs on you and you see them coming in like the warp-in animation, drop a ton of infested Terrans. Just do it. Well, it's going to kill him. I mean, he has enough Corruptors to kill him instantly anyway, but infested Terrans are my favorite thing to watch.
Do you want it as a Terran player actually teleporting on top of that many Corruptors and everything?
No.
Yeah.
No, but he actually doesn't have too much else that he can do in this situation.
Ugh. Yeah, I was kind of thinking
If
like
he engages,
Yamato. So I mean,
it's not. He doesn't have enough. Like he can't. He could Yamato most of the corruptors, but then he can't deal with the infestors, or he can Yamato the infestors, and then he can't deal with the corruptors.
oh, I was actually just thinking like Yamato. So Yamato the infestors and like some of the corruptors, and then teleport out. Use like Hellions to run by and try and hit your opponent's economy and their remax potential.
Yeah. Well, this could be the move he needs right now because Darkers aren't here. There's the neural parasites going down onto the BCs.
Oh.
And I think what you do is tactical jump onto yourself. Tactical jump like into the corruptors so that he can't teleport away when a neural ends. He actually does end up clearing out most of them.
He did manage to also finish up +2 ship weapons, so he is taking some pretty decent trades.
Don't leave your bird. Where'd the
corrupt. So there's only 12. There's 12 corruptors versus 14 broodlords, man. I don't think he.
He's just gonna, okay, well he's just gonna let the broodlords die.
12 corruptors versus 14 battle cruisers. Yeah. I don't think he kind of had to get out of there. Otherwise, he would just lose too many corruptors in his remax.
It does mean, though, that the ground army can start to come back.
Yeah.
He can start just building cyclones if he gets the money, I guess. They're both economically...
They're hurt.
Not doing too well anymore.
Future's down to 29 workers and mostly relying on orbitals at this point, as well as that bottom center base.
Good focus on the infestors. For those tuning in, the battle cruiser's Yamato cannot be canceled by neural parasite. So if you click to Yamato and infestor, and that same infestor neural parasites that battle cruiser, the BC will still finish its Yamato and kill that infestor and free itself.
One more with the Yamato. Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
There's 4 infestors still left on the map, and they are starting to build up some energy. Ling Run By is actually killing a lot of these SCVs because the battle cruiser notices a bit late. Does turn around. He is still at 17 battle cruisers, Nate. Are we watching you? Are you?
Get +3 attack. Get +3 attack, Future. You know it's important.
Yeah,
absolutely. This unit scales too heavily with upgrades.
For those who don't know exactly how armor works in StarCraft, every attack has its armor applied to it. So the faster a unit attacks, the more armor helps. And the faster a unit attacks, the more weapon upgrades
Battle cruisers are designed to do very low damage, but faster than any other unit in the game. They have the fastest attack rate of any unit in StarCraft. So they are the most affected by armor upgrades, which the corruptors have +2. But if you had, for example, if you were to have +3 ship weapons and the corruptors are only at +2 armor, then that's better than the normal type of engagement that they would have. So.
Uh-oh.
Gets a fungal.
Can't teleport out.
Okay. Oh, another beautiful fungal. There's the infested Terran. If he could get one more fungal growth to force the BCs.
Okay. He misses it.
Enough of them were able to teleport out. That was really important. He still gets a good amount of BC kills. That's it. Future just taps out. GG. Silky wins 2-0 on our final series of the day. I mean, at that point, losing, I would guess, like 5 or 6 BCs when he has no money. And
he dropped
all the infestors.
He dropped 7 BCs there.
Yeah.
That was a pretty
very well done.
Yeah.
Very well done by Silky. That scenario was very scary. I mean, even I'm just like watching this like, don't leave the Broodlords behind. But what he did was totally the right call because the economy wasn't there to build anything other than the BCs that he had already built. So I don't even know if he could have afforded to repair all of them all the way, to be honest.
I mean, there were 10 left, so it was still going to be pretty expensive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when he had the 17 before he like pushed out, already hurt at that point too.
Yeah, it was a pretty tough spot. Really, really well done. Silky looking really strong, and I'm super happy to see that because he has been one of those players that has had a couple ups and downs in the past 4 or 5 months. But as we recap the day, take a look in case you guys missed out on exactly how all the matches turned out. You guys can see over here, and Masa was the player that advanced out 2-0, making him the 3rd Terran player to advance out today from Group C of Europe plus NA. And of course, the 2nd player was that lone Zerg of Silky with a 2-1 just coming in and having some really, really good showings today. Actually did very, very well for himself today.
Yeah, really great play by Silky. Dealt very well with Future and honestly gave a fair shake towards Masa. So
absolutely. Masa,
very powerful American Terran player. And I'm excited to see what Silky can do. He's definitely going to be an underdog in the bracket, but he upset Neeb last year. So maybe he'll do another upset this year.
Absolutely. I mean, I think Silky, he's got that little bit of time before all of his finals start up, before he starts working an internship and everything, and his whole life comes crashing down around him in StarCraft land because he's got other stuff to worry about. But for now, this is his time. Focus on StarCraft. If he can get top 4, I mean, that also includes a big seed over to the Ukraine for WCS Spring in Kiev. So that would be really big because for those who don't know, 2 stops in Kiev and then 1 stop in Montreal, that basically means that a lot of the North Americans who are not full-time into StarCraft and everything, if they get the spot through WCS Challenger, that's probably the most likely way that they're going to be able to attend the European events. Yep. Otherwise, they likely just won't. It's not like, oh, well, he can just still enter in the open bracket. No, that's probably not going to happen for most North Americans. Yep. This is a big deal.
Yep. So really awesome. Great performance. Excited to see where these guys end up in the future.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in today. And, of course, we have more StarCraft happening tomorrow, bright and early, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. I forget what time, Europe. But we'll see you guys there.
4 p.m. Europe time.
4 p.m. Europe. We'll see you guys bright and early over there for Group D to finish off the group stages of WCS Challenger. Have a great night, guys, and take care.